Alrighty.
Hello there. All right, we should be good.
LM tournament race. FueledbyFercho versus Owen.
All right, it's our third match of the tourney.
Yep.
That's exciting. All right. All right. So we are just waiting on a countdown for the two of them, and we'll get going.
Alright. So, who's the favorite to win this? I believe it is Fercho, but I don't know if Owen's improved or not recently.
I believe so. Currently, I believe Fercho is favored to win right now, but this is a tournament. Anything can happen. It's time to watch a good match happen. This is gonna be a great match. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, obviously, the last tournament race that I did, I went up against JJ. I was the favorite to win that, and it came down to the wire. So
it was incredible.
Oh man, was it ever close?
Yeah, that was a really fun one to watch, and I know we got another good one here today.
Oh yeah, it could come down to even just King Boo.
Yep. You just never know. The tournament, all cards are on the table. All right.
I imagine these boys are starting soon here.
Yep. Checking out. All right. I believe they're ready. Just gotta wait for the countdown. Yeah. Okay. Question mark. All right. Looks like we got one going. Waiting on Owen. How long? Tournament's been going on for quite a few years now, hasn't it?
I believe this is year number 5 or 6 of the LM tournaments.
Yeah. So quite an awesome tradition, and SpeedGaming generous enough to host us again.
Oh yeah, they've been hosting us for a few years now. Yeah. Originally, we had to do it on a completely different Twitch account.
I actually I've seen highlights from it.
Yep.
Yeah. Tournament account. All right.
And around that time is roughly when I joined the community. So.
Yeah, this is my first tournament, and I'm so happy to be here. I joined the community last year as the tournament was happening. I remember watching them here on SpeedGaming, and I was like in awe of how incredible this all was. And I'm excited to be here. And my match is on Tuesday, and I'm here commenting as well. It's very exciting.
Who's your opponent?
Opponent is Daycat.
Oh, that'll actually be a very good race.
Yeah.
You're a little more practiced than Daycat is right now, but you tend to run more of the meme categories and the out of bounds categories.
True.
So
that's true. So these past weeks I've been working on those no resets to just build up consistency. So we'll see.
Oh, consistency is so important, especially in a game like this where it can get a little lengthy sometimes.
Yeah, just have to, and working on those those scenarios where you're not expecting it and how to recover.
Yes.
You know, work on the fly.
Absolutely.
So it's a fun time in the tournament to really hone in your skills and focus. It's always fun seeing all the different players who haven't been around too much over the past year come flooding back to the community for some runs and some practice.
Well, Daycat alone, like I was saying, Daycat hasn't, I don't think, touched LM in months. So
she did do a stream the other day. I did see.
Okay.
No resets. I think it was a no reset. It was around 109.
Yeah, I think this tournament, people are taking it fairly seriously, regardless of being free entry.
Mm-hmm. Which is interesting. This is the first time we've done free entry, if I'm not wrong.
No, actually, last year was the first time we didn't do free entry.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Every other year was free entry.
Okay.
Because this is the third LM tournament I've participated in. So.
All right. Yeah. It wasn't too expensive though. It was
only a couple bucks.
Yeah.
I think it was $2 or $3 to enter. American, of course.
Yeah. Well, let's see. The last match was yesterday.
Who won that?
It was between Weed Eater and Jurga, and I believe Jurga won by quite a few minutes.
Ooh.
It's the 13th. Well, okay. So the tournaments happened, but I mean, HD had his new world record, and it's ironic because I mean, he wasn't playing no out of bounds. He was only playing 80%, but he started to practice for the tournament, and he ended up getting a new world record, which is incredible.
Yes, and I'll say this: the RNG in that run was absolutely insane.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I watched through the run, and I was sitting there and I was like, wow, this is crazy. And it came down to one cycle, and he nailed the trick as he's been practicing it a ton for the 80% record that he held for a little while.
Yep. And of course, I think retaken back by Pablo himself.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see those top level runners who goes for King Boo one cycle in the tournament. That'll be something to see.
In my honest opinion, I think it really comes down on how close the race is and whether it needs to be done or not. If a runner needs to do one cycle in order to beat the opponent, who's probably going to be doing two cycle because in a lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when a one cycle I could see coming out. And the only two people I realistically see doing it are probably Pablo and HD. Because I don't know how much Joven understands one cycle.
I see Joven's been doing really well with it. I've been seeing him get it often.
Okay.
But on the flip side, also, if the opponent, someone is really far ahead and they feel that missing one cycle won't lose them the race, you might also see people doing it for the fun of it, trying to land it in their no reset. Oh.
Okay, and we're starting.
Like we're off.
All right. I'm assuming we'll get a resync here as soon as Owen starts.
All right. Yeah. There we go. All right, we're off.
We are.
FerchoCho versus Owen. Awesome.
Yep. Area 1, kind of just casual talk over it. You know, Area 1. No insane tricks. Nothing very exciting.
Yeah.
Start of the run. So.
Yeah. Very common. Let's see.
Yeah.
We should be getting a resync soon.
I'd imagine the next few seconds. Oh, Fercho lagging a little here.
Yeah. All right, Fercho.
Oh, Fercho has completely stopped. Oh, that's the resync.
Okay, there we go.
With the lag before, I just automatically assumed you just crashed or something.
Yep. All right, so now we are in sync here. Owen and Fercho are going for two different strats on our second Parlor Ghost here.
Yep.
Fercho doing what we call a scare sit, where if you are in the Game Boy Horror, you skip the animation where Luigi shakes back and is frightened and you can't move him at all. So there's many times throughout the route where it's used strategically to get over to the ghost quicker by skipping the animation. We're stuck here. Right there, we see that animation right there. When the ghost pops up, that is the scare that is being skipped. And there's another one right there. We're seeing our first double here. Let's see if Fercho can land this. And he recovers that really nicely, actually.
He does.
Getting bonked.
We'll see a couple interesting doubles here as we go into wardrobe, though.
Yes. Doubles and triples really do make up a lot of the interesting strats that we see throughout the runs. And
Absolutely.
how set those up to optimize the efficiency.
Yep.
And here, we can perform a double, but the single actually allows this garbage ghost to spawn in sooner than if we did a double on those ghosts. So it actually does end up being faster to do those first two gold ghosts as a single.
Yep, and as you can see there, that's what I meant by interesting double, because you can push the garbage ghost into the gold ghost.
Without any invincibility frames.
Yep. You do that purely because apparently garbage ghosts don't cause damage. I've never understood that.
Which is interesting too, because the banana peels can be so detrimental too, and they can cause so much damage.
Yes.
Bonking into them doesn't cause damage.
So, Owen, I know it's only Area 1 here, but he's got a very significant lead right now.
Yeah, it's very good pace so far. Fercho missing a couple of those doubles and those setups there. Owen going for our first portrait ghost in
Neville's going to spawn a little later now.
Yep, misses the first cycle there. Epiphany, would you like to explain portrait ghosts?
Pardon?
Would you like to explain portrait ghosts?
Yep, so every portrait ghost in the entire mansion has 100 HP, besides King Boo, who stands at 500. Portrait ghosts, there's only I believe, 18 or 19 necessary portrait ghosts in order to complete the entire game. However, there are 4 optional ones, those being Biff, Soupy, Biff, Soupy,
Slim bank shot.
Slim Bank Shot, that was the next one on my mind, and Mr. Lux.
Yep.
Everyone else is necessary to complete. Now, there is different frames that you can get for each portrait ghost, and for the ones that drop pearls is determined on whether you get the big pearl or not. And the boss ghosts, such as Chauncey, Bogmire, Boolossus, and King Boo, are determined on how much HP you end the fight with.
Yes. So with this, we're going to be facing our first boss ghost here, or area boss, who's also Portrait Ghost, but they have their own unique arena, which we'll be seeing momentarily.
Yep. As soon as Owen can hit Chauncey.
Yeah. Fercho, I believe, is playing on JP. I just noticed. I think Fercho has JP, which I did not realize.
Let's see here.
That he is.
He does indeed.
I did not notice that.
So Fercho will automatically have a 25-second advantage over Owen.
Yeah. Purely between different text mashing, the Japanese characters are much words. They're smaller than English words because of their characters. So in certain parts of the game, you just make up time in the mashing.
And not to mention the mouse hole text skip and Butler and Hidden Ring.
Yep. And so that saves about I would say maybe 2 seconds apiece, 2-3 seconds apiece.
And I do believe the King Boo text on JP saves 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's a hefty amount.
Yeah. Also, with Chauncey here, you'll see they're not going for a 1 cycle because it is theoretically impossible. We have never found a way to 1 cycle Chauncey yet. And so they will keep him above 50 health because if it goes below 50 health, the second cycle is much longer.
Yeah. So you'll see here, we're going to take some damage. Owen is taking damage, and what that creates is those invincibility frames we mentioned, which is hopefully going to allow him to set up this second ball catch here, which he does. And
done
if you don't
very
have
nicely.
Yes, and if you don't have those invincibility frames, you will get hit by the ball, and it will cause damage and waste time, and it's a not good thing. Fercho, hopefully going to land this as well.
Going for a double knock there, losing a little time.
But Owen with say 620, 619 key?
619, yes.
619? Very good. And Fercho coming in here with a 632 key. And that's just area 1. There's only so much time saved within there. We have a lot more run to get going through.
Yes.
As we sit through our first EGAD cutscene with the Portrificator.
And it's at this point where it's just there's nothing to say in this part.
Yeah. You know, only do what we do as commentators and try to provide entertainment for this cutscene.
Absolutely. Which is insanely hard to do because this cutscene, I believe, is about 30 seconds long. So that's 30 seconds of us just having to find random things to talk about, even if it's not about the game, just to kind of keep the flow of the volume going when it comes to speaking.
Yeah. But we have to go through this cutscene after every area boss.
Which proceeds to get longer and longer. Like, we will now not see that cutscene for about 14 minutes.
Yep. Each area does get progressively longer.
Yes. So I think after that, it's about 20 minutes in between. And then Area 4 is really short, so.
Yeah.
Area 4 itself is, I believe, about 10 minutes, at least at the pace of these runners, is what I'm comparing it to.
Yes. Now, interestingly, I don't know if we mentioned this about the Hidden Mansion mode versus the regular Mansion mode.
Yeah.
But the runners select the Hidden Mansion mode because on the Japanese version, there are no extra penalties against you, but your vacuum is 2 times stronger, where on English, instead of taking 5, you take double damage, and you have double vacuum power in the Hidden Mansion, which makes it much better for speedrunning because we can suck up ghosts much faster with the extra power vacuum.
Yes, and also makes it Weston's room, cold storage, is way more nerve-wracking on English. Because if one of those icicles hits you, that's 40 damage.
Yes.
It's more than a third of your health, so...
Landing the first of these Shy Guy doubles, which is such a crucial part in any no out of bounds run. Getting the second one quite nicely as well. And, oh, just getting knocked there. Unfortunate, but you can still make this up quite well. Very nice.
And Fercho got the scare skip there.
Yeah, and the nice quick cycle. Does a little scare skip there to get the quick one.
Ooh.
And a nice recovery. That was quite wide.
That was very wide.
All right, and then let's
so
see
will this
Owen,
one be?
Owen does not get the early release.
If Fercho gets early release here, he's gonna pull.
He could be ahead here.
He's definitely gonna be closing the lead.
Yeah. So early release is a completely RNG dependent event that happens here. Let's see if Fercho, and he does get it. So if you notice,
closing the gap.
Yes, that's a huge gap closer there. Owen lost roughly 8 to 9 seconds there, not getting early release.
Yes.
It's purely RNG whether or not the Werlindas show their heart earlier or later, which is why it's dubbed early.
And nobody knows the probability of which. Like,
yeah, it's been...
Whether it'll show their heart early or not. Like, a lot of people like to say it's 50-50.
Ooh, and poor RNG there. Oh, when he gets hit. That's really unfortunate.
It is very rare that I see the poison mushroom in
mushroom coming out of the bucket. Yeah. And Owen going for the double and missing it there. But he did, I believe he got poster skip, which we're going to see Fercho going for here. And
he gets it.
Will as well. And you'll see here there is a button on this side of the wall that Owen is marking. And there's usually a poster that's covering that wall, but it was found that if you...
he did not get poster skip.
Oh, he did not? Fercho did, however. So you'll see here, Owen's going to have to suck off this poster off of the wall. But Fercho, we found that through the wall, you can suck off the poster in the middle of the pink puncher and the red grabber. So you're going to see Fercho will save a little time now.
Fercho just using everything he can to close the gap in between these two runners right here.
Yes. Most definitely. We have another little bit of a mashing cutscene here with EGAD. Because we can't get enough of him right now.
Oh boy. Did we even talk about Area 3?
No, I think we'll leave that for now.
Leave that for now,
So, here we're going to be entering, I would say, I mean, more than Clairvoy, the most RNG intensive split, because really it's a bunch of RNG.
Yes.
Here. What's usually called the fire split, most people will call it that, in which we have to get the first 5 boos to unlock a door with a key that lets us get to the fire element. And is Owen not going? He is. Interesting movement by Owen here. Fercho could definitely close the gap here. And Owen
most definitely here.
Checking the tablecloth and getting the boo. Alright, Fercho
checking the nightstand first there.
Fercho did a great job there, and he noticed that the boo was in there. So neither of these runners got Parlor Boo Tech Skip, which is a trick where if you line up the tablecloth and you suck up the tablecloth at the same time you suck up the boo, you actually skip that text box, which saves a good amount of time.
Yes.
A decent amount of time if done right. But the gap is closing really close. I mean, they're within maybe 2 seconds of each other.
If that.
About a second and a half. So, we'll see. Owen got best RNG here, wardrobe room.
And Fercho getting worse.
That's rough, but this is why we said it was the most RNG intensive split. It's bonked, but he's got it. All good. Still plenty of time. Yeah, that would have been really detrimental if the booth led to E3.
There's still definitely about 50 minutes left in this run right now, so
yeah, we are far from over.
Oh, absolutely.
And the gap being this close is, you know, it's gonna be a great race, like I knew it was gonna be. And Owen having a rough time trying to get that read there. It's such a difficult spot to read. Yeah, Fercho as well getting a little bit stumped there because it's hard. because there are
Yep.
boxes that hold the boost sometimes that are beyond, or they're behind there, and sometimes you can't see them. Almost having best RNG. Owen gets decent RNG there. Ferchohowever, getting best RNG, which will help him out a lot there. Alright. So, first 5 boos are done. That is the meat of this split. We still have a little bit of time left here. Alright. Alright. Pick Me will be back momentarily. It's just gonna be me. Okay. Next we are heading into Mirror Room, which is a super fun there's a little gimmick here. It's gonna be a ton of fun. So, you'll see in a second here, obviously, wait. That the ghosts will spawn, but we can't see the ghosts in the plane. We can only see them in the mirror, which is a super difficult and challenging gimmick that serves us well. And it's very interesting setting up doubles here in this room because you can't see where your ghosts are, so you have to go with your muscle memory and your gut here. Let's see if Owen lines up his first one, and he does. Gets the first double very nicely. And let us see if Ferchodoes. Let's see. And they both get these doubles. Ferchogets the first double, however, Owen has to miss the second double. But, however, he didn't have the ghost despawn, which will save lots of time. So, Owen not going for Fire Warp on... a very interesting setup from Owen. And I think he will pull it off. Owen is going to pull off Fire Warp here. Ferchoas well. Ferchopulling off Fire Warp as well, I believe. Yes, he does. So this trick here, we seem to have... Okay, there we go. This trip here, Fire Warp, there's a bunch of text we have to go through and have to light these candles. And by save warping out of the room, we're going to save about, I'd say, around 5 seconds. By doing that. Owen must have not hit it. Very interesting there. So, Fercholands Fire Warp, putting him ahead by a little bit. So that's a big differentiator there. Owen's stream seems to be falling behind here, which is unfortunate. So I'm having a hard time following this. He seems to be lagging a little bit. Yeah, Owen is lagging behind a little bit, so until we get that all good. Ooh, so this is actually a very interesting point to touch on. Owen already on, alright, Owen's already on Butler Cycle, it seems. He had a really good Butler Cycle there, okay. So, Butler Cycle here, this is a really fun part of the run. Also very difficult. And in the time that Butler, Shivers the Butler, who we lit his candles on fire, which is gonna cause him to show his heart later, we can clear Laundry Room in enough time in between him coming to his room. But it's a very big time crunch, and we see that Owen lands the double, so Owen should be able to make it. Let's see Fercho. We see Shivers coming in, and Fercho lands the double as well. Fabulous. Owen seems to be checking for the boo. Owen is checking for Laundry Boo right now, which I believe is gonna make Shivers despawn. Alright. Fercho, shine Shiver to open up the mouse hole to set up tech skip. However, he does not land it. That is unfortunate. Fercho, able to land it. I think he's... Owen seems to be... Oh my. Sorry, folks. Because of the lag, I'm very confused. It seems that Owen did not light Shivers on fire, and that's why he got... So he is using a very different route than Fercho. This is going to put Fercho very, very far ahead. Fercho, however, landing the JP-only tech skip that we mentioned earlier there within the mouse hole. The Japanese version only. This is very interesting. I haven't seen in a race before where people are using 2 very different routes. Alright then. Fercho going to be going for YOLO quad? No, he's going for the safe quad here in Hidden Room. And he lands it beautifully. Great job by Fercho. So Owen now is waiting for Shivers to come in, which is what Fercho avoided by doing the Butler cycle. He maximized his time and did those two things together, which is why he's so far ahead now. Gets the boo, and if done correctly, should get this tech skip here. Very nice. He lands the JP tech skip. Second time the mouse hole tech skip. So now at this point, Fercho is going to be going for Laundry Boo. And almost has a really fantastic read, but still gets good RNG. So Owen is just finishing up Butler, and Fercho is going to be leaving Laundry Room. That's very interesting. I did not know Owen was doing that different kind of routing. Owen forgot it. Oh. Alright then. Owen getting a read. That was very interesting. The vacuum hit him behind his back. Very nice there. You see that he is not going for the same strat as Fercho because Owen is playing on English and Fercho is playing on Japanese. Fercho now is entering Melody's room, where we have to hit all these instruments to have Melody show her heart, as all the different portrait ghosts have a very interesting gimmick on how to show their heart. This race is far from over though, folks. We have so much time left. Anything can happen. So, here we go. Let's see Owen's hidden room. He goes for the YOLO quad and lands it. That was fantastic. So you'll see Owen's strat. He got the quad instantly versus Fercho, who waited. Now Fercho will be sucking up the pages here, which will then result in Melody showing her heart. And hopefully is a solid suck here, which it appears to be. And that's unfortunate, but lands very well. And Owen is now heading out. Fercho, however, does get best RNG in in Melody's room here, in the conservatory. Gets the key, and hopefully he can rack in the boo here. And no problem there for Fercho. Lands that just fine. Alright. Alright. So, Owen is now entering the conservatory, which is going to be very... So, this is one of those optional portrait ghosts we mentioned earlier, Mr. Lugs. We are going to walk right past him because he has no value to us in this run, in this category. So, Fercho here. Sadly couldn't get the early burn, but should be collecting our second element of the game, which is going to be water. So there are three elements within Luigi's Mansion. There's fire, water, and ice. Fercho just got water. We already have fire from earlier. And next, we will be getting ice during Area 3. Alright. Owen, having a little bit of trouble controlling Melody, but no worries. Sadly, Fercho couldn't get the early booty, but he gets them in the bridge. Owen, however, has a nice read. I always have a very hard time reading those. Timpani, it's very difficult because you think it's in one and then it's in another, and it's the whole thing. So he had a nice read there, able to read the timpani. So he will be going down to get water here. Fercho, you'll see if he does this strat here. So here, assuming Fercho does this, let's see, and yes he does. He gets intentionally hit by Spooky, because hopefully he will land close to Insta-Heart. Insta-Heart show. Very quick. Alright, decently nice. So that trick there, by shaking him off, it will, it'll help create Spooky showing his heart faster, which is always good. Alright, Owen just grabbing water, landing, having a good kitchen. Fercho lands skeleton double. Trick that just sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Not the easiest trick in the world, so good trick from Fercho. Lining it up and able to get that. So very nice. Alright, let's see Owen's boo read here. It seems that he is in the table, which he is. So he should be able to get himself out right there. Something I did not know is that you saw that they sprayed the fire out on the door before reading the boo, and that's so that we don't have to wait for the fire to dissipate. We can just walk right out of the door once we're done reading the boo. Alright. Folks, is this better? I didn't realize I was quiet. Sorry, y'all. So Fercho's going to be going for the Bogmire cycle. Let's see if he can land it. Bogmire has a very, very intense pull, so wrangling him in is not an easy task for any runner. And he does. He lands the Bogmire one cycle. Incredible. Yeah, not an easy trick by any means. He made it look easy. Let's see Owen here. Is he going to be going for the skeleton double? He had a nice boneyard there. And he lands skeleton double as well. It's all about the setup, because you have to manipulate the second skeleton to move into the other one. So he lands that very nicely and is, let that up. So Ferchois entering our second time through the EGAD cutscene, as we mentioned. So we're going to be seeing Owen enter our second area boss, Bogmire, who just finished mentioning. We watched Ferchoone cycle, and I assume Owen will be going for the one cycle. Let's hope he can land it. This is the nature of a race, folks. Anything can happen. Who knows what's going to happen next? Alright. Owen here lining up his shot. Let's see it. Alright. Bogmire getting him a little bit of trouble, but he should hold on, and he does! Owen gets the one cycle as well. Fantastic. You love to see it. That was awesome. That was fantastic. He really... Bogmire started to give him a little bit of trouble around 60 HP, but he really held on there and stuck it out. So both runners getting Bogmire one cycle, which is awesome. You love to see it. Great gameplay here. Alright, so Ferchois starting Area 3, which is our third area of the game, in the name. So we will be seeing FerchoGo out to the courtyard, which is the... that's our second area door there. So after every area, there's this little door with a with some spikies and stuff. All right, there we go. FerchoGo.
Hello, J-Man. I have.
Hey, Polar-like. FerchoGo getting stumble skip there, which was very. Polar's rank can't reconnect.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. Epiphany was out eating for a second, and
All right.
Yeah. Epiphany's eating and he's having trouble reconnecting, so we have our lovely friend Polar-like here stepping in for us. Thank you for joining, my friend. Hopefully the solo commentary went all right. I was just trying to talk about whatever's going on.
You are doing your best, man. You're doing a great job. Don't worry.
All right. Well, now we have our friend Polar-like here.
I apologize if my voice gets glitchy. My internet is being a little weird, but I will try my best to commentate.
Yes. I'm not in charge of changing your name. I will ping volunteer. All good though. All right. So we see FerchoGo getting the second one of Mario's items that we encounter, which will play a much bigger role later in the.
Now, this is another one of those optional portrait ghosts. The game wants you to deal with Biff, but we can just walk right past him. Game's not going to stop us.
But the key we do obtain in his room is very important to this run. And FerchoGo getting the, I don't know the name for that strat, but he's able to hit the fire wall that is in front of this door from underneath the floor, which then saves us some time.
Mario! Owen's looking at Mario and says, "Get me out of here." Luigi looking very worried for his brother there. We need to get him out ASAP.
So our plot starts to thicken here within the mansion. We see why we're here and what our end goal is here, and that's to save Mario.
Now this tea room that FerchoGo is in, the Boo Reed can be pretty tricky. He can be in every one of the chairs. He can be on the left side. There are a lot of places to check. So a lot of runners struggle with this Boo Reed. And he can be quite the slippery Boo.
Yes, especially if you, during the suck-up, you can get caught on the tablecloth there, which will allow him to not be sucked up. However, FerchoGo has a very nice read there. And hopefully some good pumps here. And yes,
no problem. No problems for FerchoGo.
Yep, makes it nice and clean. Very nice.
Owen just getting that key that we had seen before, making his way to Tea Room.
And we'll hope he lands the water shot here. It's a little low. Does not seem to have landed it.
He does not.
It's unfortunate, but
yeah. And now you can see. So the reason why we shoot it from the bottom is by the time you fully walk up the stairs, the fire has completely dissipated. Because even if you take it out, you still have to wait for the smoke to kind of fizzle out there.
FerchoCo landing the Petunia one cycle, which is a surprisingly tricky one. You have to stay ground. You can't pump too fast, otherwise she'll break off. But FerchoCo doing it with grace. Let's see. We're gonna see some swag balls in this race. Unfortunately,
that would be very exciting if we saw some swag balls.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, I haven't even. This room gives me a lot of trouble. The balls. I'm sure everyone has their own story of how many times these nano balls have completely ruined a run for them.
Yeah. Always a hard one.
FerchoCo with the best RNG. That is a very uncommon spot for the Boo to be.
Yeah.
So you love to see it.
And Nano Room is one of my least favorites. Owen, however, having very unfortunate RNG here in Tea Room. Nano Room and Tea Room both are two of my least favorite rooms to read, as the can be very unpredictable all over the place.
And as we were
having a really rough time here. He ends up being in the
ice bucket.
Or the ice bucket, yeah.
And as you can see, he was standing right there, and his radar was just going off. Like he could. It's hard to tell. There's too many spots to check there.
Such a hard read. FerchoCo's gonna be entering the Astral Hall, where we have to light these different candles to initiate a cutscene here, which is why we collected fire in the hallway on the.
One of my favorite little. I won't even call it an Easter egg. It's like one of my favorite things about Astral Hall is if you can just walk through the right door, the game won't stop you, but you come out the original door you came in. Yes, so the puzzle is you need to capture all the ghosts first.
Yes, I always loved that when I was younger. I remember I would always get to Astral Hall and I would just laugh and laugh and laugh. It just made me laugh.
Oh, that sound is the ba-da-da-da-da-da. You don't hear it too often, so.
One of those fun sound effects. FerchoCo going for the triple, but instead gets a safety double and actually lands that. That was quite a wide setup there. Owen getting all of his yarn ball shots and looking to one cycle Nana, and he does. Let's see how RNG treats him in Nana's room, because it can be quite unforgiving, especially with the switches that are, if the boost switches across the room.
Both runners getting the Nana boot in the table. That is quite uncommon.
That is extremely uncommon. That was quite surprising.
Oh, and Nana Boo runs straight out. This is one of those boos.
Can be one that is hard to corral. You hate to see it.
Hopefully it goes up. Oh, and it goes down. Oh, that's gonna be a big time loss for Owen. That's gonna be anteroom.
Yes, and let's see if FerchoCo hits the moonshot here, and then we'll explain time loss. And he looks to have gotten it. The moonshot can be quite hard lining that up there. And missing it loses 8 seconds each time, so he landed that quite nicely. And the rough reality of Nanaboo going into Anteroom is Anteroom is the second room we played in the entire game, which is all the way back in Area 1. So to go obtain that boo, he's going to have to go quite out of his way to get it.
Yeah, it is not a good feeling losing that boo and running into Anteroom, and Astro Boo can also run into Anteroom.
Yes, I've had both of those happen many times. FerchoCo just collects the third Mario item that we have in this run, and Owen actually landing the second double there. I thought
that was a nice double.
Yeah, I really thought the Gold Ghost was gonna be too out of range. See, he's gonna go for the triple. No, he's not. But he does land the double between the grabber and the Shy Guy, which will still save him some time there. Overall, pretty solid from Owen. None of his ghosts despawned, which is always good.
He's trying his best to make the best of the run he's got, and that's all you can really do in this situation.
Yeah, all the reads here in Area 3 are so rough within Moonshot and Ice Split. Astro Hall can be such an annoying room to read.
Ooh.
And, he gets
Does he get it? He gets it.
Catches him right there. Wow. I really thought he was going right out, and if he went to anteroom 2, that would have been really rough. Fercho looking to set up another one of these doubles here. Let's see if he does so, and he does. This is projecting room is just like how I was talking about with mirror room, how it's the same gimmick of you cannot see the ghost except for on the projector. So it's very fun and challenging. And sadly he misses the second or the triple there. But it's hard because you can't see the ghosts as they come. You just have to do your best to infer.
Will Owen get this moonshot? He does.
Yep, looks to be so. Yeah. It's quite a tight window. It seems like it isn't too hard, but it is quite the tight window. And is Fercho going? Fercho is attempting the one, the only projection room save warp. And he
gets it.
Absolutely fantastic. Can I get a hog chip in the chat for projection save warp?
No mirror warping for Fercho today.
No mirror warping for Fercho. That saves with a good save warp out of projection room. Saves about 2 seconds over the mirror warp out of billiards room. So he saves a little bit of time there, but he's going to have to get fired here. Let's see if he does it well.
Now
he's a happy man.
Now this is the part of the run where, now that we've collected 15 boos, whenever you capture a boo, you have a random chance at getting a couple of different text boxes, and there are some that are
long. And Fercho has already gotten, I believe, was that Van Gore text JP? I don't remember.
That would have been probably like the water text or something,
Yeah.
but Van Gore text is quite lengthy for both languages, and it is a couple of seconds of time loss every time that you get it in.
It's entirely RNG.
Just out of your
very
control.
Clean parlor room boo, actually, with getting the fire and using the charge there. It was really good.
Oh yeah, that strat is very satisfying to land.
Yes. Now let's see if Owen lands this double here, or is he going to set it up at all? He looks to be setting up very different than Fercho did, and he does not get it, unfortunately.
Ooh, Fercho messing up twins, getting a little fooled. He thought he saw that box shake, but he was wrong. But that's not a big deal. He's got the time to make a mistake like that right now.
Yeah, so would you like to explain how we check the boxes there?
Sure. So there are 2 twins, and there are 5 boxes. They can be in any of the boxes. It's random. Basically what you do is you can either check with your vacuum or with your element, just kind of walking up to it, holding it up close to it, and if it shakes, then you know that one of the twins is in it. If it doesn't shake, then none of the twins are in it.
Yes, and you saw him with those boxes shaking. Unfortunately, he gets bonked there by Henry, and is going to get bonked a second time. Unfortunate. And we're going to see Owen going for Billiards Mirror Warp here. Fercho having a little bit of a rough twins, but he's got quite a bit of a lead here, and he'll be okay.
That was kind of funny. Fercho saw his slow impending doom coming, but there was nothing he could do about it.
Owen almost forgot Mirror Warp, but saves it just in time. Interestingly enough, a little bit of a fun fact here about the naming of these ghosts. The twins are named Henry and Orville. Henry, the one who's in the car, named after Henry Ford, and Orville, the one in the plane, being named after Orville Wright of the Wright brothers.
That's what I knew.
Yep.
I just keep saying Orville Redenbacher because I kept forgetting what Orville's actual last name was. Yeah, it's like, that's the popcorn guy. Let's just say it's the popcorn guy.
Owen actually, first getting another long text box. Owen getting Nana's boo out of anteroom. They actually synced those 2 boo suck-ups just about simultaneously. And Fercho getting actually a really nice read there. Sometimes the painting's kind of hard to read there, so did a good job.
Yeah, Chauncey's room is a hard room to read.
Yeah. And we'll be setting up master bedroom text skip, or do we call it Lydia text skip? Either or. Same name.
Yeah, either works. I guess
trick.
Lydia text skip is probably what more.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you'll see here, as we talked about earlier, with parlor text skip, if you suck up a boo and suck off a cloth at the same time, we skip the boo text, which is especially important here, as you could get the possibility of a long text box, which lose even more time.
Fercho finally on his way to Clairvoya.
which is, yes, a very big moment. This is why we were getting all those Mario items throughout the run. We have to get them all analyzed by Clairvoyant, but which results in a long mashing session of mashing through all these different text boxes for 5 different Mario items.
Every runner's favorite part of the run is Clairvoyant.
The A-B mashing of Clairvoyant. But Fercho will be stalled there for a little while so we can focus on Owen's run, where he seems to...
Making quick work of these twins.
Yep.
Yeah, making quick work.
Yep, getting the box reads the first time as well. Yeah, sometimes Orville is just such a pain to get down. He can just be very elusive sometimes, but he sucked him up very nicely with the streams because they like to go side to side, so you kind of gotta follow your vacuum stream with them. He did a nice job there.
Yeah, sometimes your stream will be on Orville's vacuum, like plane, trying to get him off, but it's sorry, lagging a little bit. But yeah, Orville just refusing to come down sometimes off his plane.
Yeah. Well, good job there getting the one cycle, even though he got his vacuum lower because of the pearls there. Still made a good job and kept control. Fercho did lose him to the hallway. That booted the hallway. Let's see if Owen can get a good read here. Fercho already done with Clairvoyant text. And a very good Clairvoyant suck-up, actually.
Chauncey Boo be like, come back to my crib.
No kidding. Need a little bonk, but no worries. He got it. Clairvoyant suck-up is very interesting because of the fact that she actually gives very little pull. As in English, you'll be able to see that she asks Luigi to suck her up. She wants to go back, so she doesn't offer any resistance, which makes the suck-up very challenging because you don't have a lot to pull off of.
Yeah, so that'll be one of the few portrait ghosts in the game where you have to use the C-stick in order to capture her. Otherwise, you'll be pulling for days. You'll be sitting there, not being able to get her.
And sucking her down really 1 HP at a time. Owen getting Lydia tech tape as well, which is really good. Even though he got bonked there, he was able to recover that well. Fercho not forgetting ice. Which is
Don't forget the ice.
You like to see it. That is, I'd say it's like a top 5 worst feelings in a no out of bounds run for getting ice, making it all the way up to Safari.
Oh, absolutely. Because you get all the way up there and you have to walk all the way back down.
Yeah. But Clairvoyant text is another one of those times where we mention the time save of Japanese characters versus English words is that I believe it's around 15 seconds. No, that's a little high. But, bros, it saves, you save some time in Clairvoyant mashing.
I do miss playing on English, because when...
You can read it?
Yeah, you can read it, and one of my favorite lines in the whole game is when Clairvoyant says, "What's this? It's Mario's hat, and it's just been washed!" And then she's like, "Oh, sorry, I like to add a little drama into my work."
We'll be seeing that soon, I believe. Fercho landing the double firing. An easy one. Not an easy one to set up. Rough boost switch there. We missed the hat text. I didn't see it hat come through, but yeah. Or no, Mario's hat's the last one.
Is it the last one?
Bonk
it might be
from Mario for Fercho.
Dropping him at
the hat
0.
Is the first one. Blue room's in here. An unfortunate bonk, but here it is. Someone just washed it. Sometimes I like to add a little drama.
Classic line.
One of our favorites. Safari Boo at 0. That is a rough. But he's alright. He will be making it back.
Now, Fercho is on his way to Boolossus. Now, for all the casual players in there, and speedrunners alike, this is probably the most hated area boss because it can be quite finicky.
Yeah, Boolossus can be quite the struggle, especially getting the one cycle, and we'll see how Fercho does here. Interestingly enough, if you're a casual player, you'll notice that we need 20 boos to get into Boolossus. We need to have 20 before even entering, so our boo count is currently at 21, which is one ahead of where we need to be, but it puts a good pace for the rest of the run. Fercho got a weird sound glitch here.
The
music is not happening.
I can't remember if there's no music in Japanese or if it is a sound glitch, like on
I
that
don't
intro
remember this.
cutscene. I can't remember.
Alright, so Fercho hopefully setting up the ice shot one cycle. We'll see this here. Each cycle on Bulasis is really rough. Well, we'll just see. Hopefully we don't have to see any 2 cycles. Ooh, goes far back. Lands a decent ice shot. Let's see. And unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's looking like a 2 cycle for Fercho.
And we'll see here why the 2 cycle is so disliked. You'll see the behavior in these boos being very different than the other ones.
Yes, so there are 3 phases of Bulasis.
Extremely briefly, though. Very well done, though.
Snipes them very quickly.
Yeah.
So there are 3 phases of Bulasis. There's the big phase, which is what he starts as, the medium phase, and then the small phase. And what makes Bulasis really challenging is that once he gets to the small phase, the boos start to troll you a little bit, and you won't be able to ice them until they charge you. So you kind of have to anticipate them to charge you, and then you shoot the ice, and then you capture them. But they are quite the jokesters.
Yeah. Dubbed the troll boos for good reason. Because they will just get you. And it takes a lot of time to get them well. But Fercho nailed it when he needed it the most.
And now we get to see Egad do his little Naruto run.
Yeah, little Naruto run.
Very excited to get his paintings back.
Yes. So we'll see. Owen just finishing up Safari Room. Gonna be heading to Bulasis soon.
That boo going really far into the right corner there.
Ooh.
Ooh, Owen tried to
going across the room too.
He had a beautiful drag.
Yeah, just missed the pump. Going for a quick re-entry though, and it looks like it'll be good. Both Safari Room and the later we'll see Van Gore boo, both will not go across the hallway, which is very nice. So you can always bet on them going back into Safari/Van Gore room.
Now Owen making his way to Bulasis.
So we'll see how he fares here. As Fercho starts Area 4, which is our final area here.
Now, don't count Owen out yet. We do have a big RNG check left for both runners, and that is Mr. Grimley during the blackout.
Yes.
He is, just like early release with the Whirlwind is, Grimley is completely RNG on how quickly he shows his heart. It can be 1 second, it can be 30 seconds. You don't know. It's up to the game to decide. You're at the mercy of the mansion.
In the tournament, I don't remember how many years back it was, but there was a race that was, one person had quite the lead and had a 30+ second Grimley, and he dropped behind. The world record, slowest Grimley, I believe, is 52 seconds.
That is insane.
Owen accidentally ending the Game Boy Horror there, it seems. Having a decent first shot, but looks like he will 2-cycle as well. And Bulasis can be just so unforgiving.
Ooh, flinching out a couple boos at the end there, just enough to get the small cycle.
Yeah, snagged those last 2 there, which is gonna help him a lot.
He is a little low on health, so he will have to make quick work of these boos, or else they will troll him.
Yeah, and the difference you'll see here too is that these boos run away from ice, where the first ones won't be phased by it. You'll see these boos do run away when you pull out your ice, so that's why you have to do this vacuum strat here, but he's doing it quite nicely.
He does get the 2-cycle in the end, because Bulasis, if there are any more than 1 boo, he will go back into his form.
Yeah, gets him with the ice shot there, actually. That was really good.
Says, come over here, Bulasis, get in my vacuum. You're not running away.
No double ice shots in this race, however. Alright.
And here we see Fercho just about to approach Grimley. Let's see what waits in store for him.
What is in store, yeah. Alright, let's count here. 57. Alright, there are 5. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Right.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Well, I mean, 8-second Grimley is far from good, but You know what? It's less than 10. So
It's less than 10. It's a single digit.
that is, you know what? If you can come up with a single digit, you're doing all right. Instant Grimly is one of the most sought after events to happen in a run. Because it's so nice when you land that instant Grimly.
I swear, man.
Come off
I only get Instagram on my bad runs. I swear.
Only when you're 2 minutes behind do I get Instagram.
I swear, it's the story of my life. Like, it's happened numerous times now.
Yeah.
Never on a good run. Always on the bad run.
Never when I'm ahead by 30 plus seconds. No. Only when I'm behind by an unsavable amount. First, that's a weird angle. I've never seen Luigi stand like that during cutscene. Now, some of the very top level runners, the top 6 or top 7, if that, of the game here, and a couple others here, we'll go for Breaker Boo, which is the Boo that is spawned in that room that we just got out of. The issue is he has 200 health, and there's a bunch of it's a really difficult strat involving Boo drags and a bunch of other things to get that 200 health down in one cycle. So, but they skip Vanguard Boo later in the run. So, as we enter the second round, we'll be seeing probably some people attempting Breaker races here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it is a...
Oh, it looks like first of
hard Boo.
Worst RNG here. That is really unfortunate. It's so hard when the Boo is in that bottom barrel. That really stinks. But
that Boo ball.
ooh, some fast pumps, but he avoids the Boo ball. Had me on the edge of my seat there. Had me nervous.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Boo ball. I don't know how it wasn't getting in the vacuum, but it did not. Fercho getting that Boo. That Boo can also be quite tricky.
Yeah. Well, Cellar Boo likes to run away quite quickly. He likes to move himself.
Right now, Fercho has got quite the lead going on. But it's still anyone's game. We don't know. It's a race. It's a tournament race. Anything can happen.
Yeah. So, we'll see. Owen is warping out of Safari Room. Because actually, the mirror here is not... you won't find it unless you look in first-person view, because it's not accessible from the normal view of the game. So, it's a very fun little thing there.
Yeah, this game really rewards exploration, if we can call it that.
I would say so. I mean, yeah, but definitely they explore the exploration, just looking in every room and seeing what's going on. Oh, and having a rough anti-room here, trying to get away. Let's see, Grimly spawns in here.
Ooh, and
wow.
that's as close to instant as you can get.
That's just I mean, that was a 1 or 2 second Grimly from entering the room. That was awesome. Wonderful for Owen. The Instagram there. So, saves a little bit of time there as Fercho slowly starts to close the gap.
Alright, Fercho onto the toy soldiers.
Do you think we're going to be seeing a soldier double this run?
If we do, I will be pogging.
I will be most definitely pogging. Very clean suck up from Fercho though. Let's wait for a second, but that was very nice. Soldiers are such an interesting ghost. Wow, Fercho, very clean. So satisfying to hear the health tick away smoothly with no hiccups.
In the words of the great Zircon Eagle, he described these toy soldiers as mini Bogmires with their pull rate. They can be Fercho not having any problems, but sometimes they like to pull you anywhere in the room.
Yeah, yeah. Toy soldiers give me trouble sometimes, especially the green one.
Oh yeah, that green one is the real piece of work.
Great show from Fercho. No Boston burn, however. Not able to spawn this second
one.
Puncher. And takes a hit there. You'd see it. And he leaves one of them. And he'll be getting the second one soon. And there we go. And just cleared the rooftop. And Owen is about to get Cellar Boo here.
I believe it might be
top beller.
Oh,
yes.
For a second, I thought it was same barrel as Fairchild had.
That would have been really
Which would have been kind of funny because that would have they both got table boo in Nana's room, and then if they had both gotten bottom left barrel, that would have been funny.
That would have been. Clutch had the good pumps there. I was nervous. I was thinking Owen seemed to looked like he was gonna leave, but kept him in the reins and did well.
Now Faircho is on his way to one of the laggiest and most difficult rooms in the game, Armory.
One of the telltale rooms of a run. Safari
Yes.
Armory room.
This room makes or breaks a run at high level.
Always. At any level, really. I mean, depends, especially at high level, but we'll see here. Well, alright. Alright. Burns first grabber. And he's gonna get the burn. Alright, looks like he's setting up the triple. Wow. I really thought. Alright, there you go, plays it safe. Very interesting chain of events there with the knocks.
Oh wow, yeah, having some bad luck.
Settles for the double though, and comes out unscathed though, for the most part.
Luigi, you're not knocking the right thing, man.
Sometimes he makes it a little difficult. Yeah, almost perfect on G. Alright, so it looks like we have one of the most frustrating parts of any Luigi's Mansion run. Armory Boo here, who loves to run and he loves to be. And within Boo's, I don't think we've touched on R pumping here, which you'll see. And sadly, he can't get the one cycle. R pumping, if when done every 10 health, will keep the Boo in place, and it creates a much more efficient way to suck up Boos than any other strat in the game. And you'll see here, Boos regularly will only allow. Oh, Owen going.
Owen going for the soldier's double. Oh.
Unfortunately, can't land it. That would have been exciting.
Not landing, but kudos to him for attempting it. It is a hard strat to do.
No, rattling them in is very difficult. He sells for the singles here.
But yeah, just to further explain on R pumping.
Yes.
So basically all you do is you're holding both L and R at the same time. And every 10 HP, you just kind of like repress R, basically pumping it effectively, right? And you've got about 15 cackles on a Boo before you won't be able to R pump it in place anymore. So 15 cackles works out to 150 HP. So,
exactly the amount that Armory Boo's at,
which is exactly the amount.
Yep. So it's not frame perfect, but it's a very tight window of very small room for error within Armory Boo. And Fercho couldn't land it, but we'll see what Owen is up to. No, if we had audio, I'd love to hear some Joven audible levels of R pumping. Yeah.
Oh, it's and that puncher despawning on Owen.
That was something I've never seen despawn like that. That was very odd, to say the least.
But yes, I agree with you, J-Man. It's very ASMR-like hearing the clickety-clacks of a GameCube controller.
Yes, those analog triggers. I worry sometimes that I'm hurting mine, but I don't think. Fercho playing it safe here. I don't know if he knows where he is lead-wise, but he's playing it safe, and he's clearing pipe room, which is not required by any means.
Now Weston, cold storage.
This is one of to this day, one of the most challenging rooms for me. It's a telltale of every one of my runs. A lot of other members, because of these ice mechanics on the ground, can really mess up Weston and Weston Boo. Just too close. And that as well is very frustrating. You can get hit there. Let's see if he can get the Weston one cycle. And that looked to be because of the icicle.
It would appear so, yes.
Weston can be so challenging because of the ice physics, and he has quite the pull, and when he drags you around the ice, it just creates more problems. And that's the same issue we're going to see here with Weston Boo. He has that same 150 health as Armory Boo, but then you throw him the ice physics, which can make things very challenging.
Owen opting for mostly singles in his armory room.
Yes. Trying to play it safe here. Just don't want to... He's rocking a 36 HP, however, so he's doing his best to stay low because of the 10 damage that you receive in Hidden Mansion on the US version. So he has to play careful with his health. And the death would be really unfortunate.
Fercho making the right call to clear Pipe Room, because that's just where Weston Boo went.
Weston Boo just went right up, so it ended up being quite the right move for him. It didn't lose enough time, and the Weston Boo 3 cycle will not cost him too much time in the terms of this race. Let's see how Owen does here. Owen not opting to R pump for a little bit. Let's see how he does here. And Fercho, Weston Boo leaves again.
Both runners getting absolutely trolled by their respective boos right now.
Yeah, these are the two hardest boos in the game if you take out Breaker Boo for this route. The route that these two are running, these are the two most difficult boos, in my opinion. I mean, you could argue Van Gogh Boo, but for me, it's always these two that change my run. So Owen save warping and making his way down to the basement here as Fercho heads up to what I always considered to be the area 4 boss, but is not official.
Yeah, I guess you've got a point there. Yeah, because King Boo is like the final boss.
The final boss.
Yeah,
I always considered Van Gogh. When I would play this game, I always assumed he was a boss ghost. But it is quite the battle, and you do get a large key from it, so that's why I always assume so, but not officially.
I was gonna say, he does give you an area key, so you're definitely fair to assume. I mean, there's a lot of interpretation with this game, I've learned, so...
Yeah. It's kind of a shame, honestly. They could have fleshed out the lore a lot more, because they have these little snippets here and there of the ghosts and their stories, but they didn't go into it very well.
But don't you like that, J-Man? Doesn't it make it a little more spooky for you?
It does make it more spooky. Spooky game, spooky time. I remember when I was younger, when I was like 10, I wouldn't play this game past like 6 p.m. because it would scare me. Owen is working with 4 HP right now.
Owen is dangerously low. He needs to get some HP ASAP.
After him. Hopefully he goes for the 50 heart and cellar. But he cannot touch anything. And he doesn't.
He's risking it. He is risking it.
Oh my gosh. I am so nervous right now. He is pulling a very, very risky move here. Any icicle, flying fish, anything. He is gone, and he's just started all the way back.
Even getting dragged by Weston could kill him.
And wow, okay, just gets off, and he's lagging. Let's see if Fercho gets the grabber triple. He does not, which is a tough one to land.
Owen clinching out the Weston 1 cycle.
Wow. All right, here we see Weston Boo. This is going to be a really interesting end here for Owen. Fercho having a pretty clean Van Gogh, nothing super horrible. I've lost in runs upwards of a minute on this fight, so he's doing all right. And he gets the Trash Ghost triple, which is kind of a hard one to set up. Sometimes you only get 2 of them.
Oh, and there it is.
Ride. Owen, unfortunately getting bonked. Because I've been saying unfortunately a lot, but it is very unfortunate. Owen in such a rough position there. Here you go. Let's watch him. He's got to stick this out.
Unfortunate for Owen.
Yeah, he seems to have forfeited. It seems he stopped his timer and is not doing anything. It seems that Owen might have forfeited.
Maybe maybe hasn't had a save in a while, or just.
Well, he saved after Armory Room, I think.
Yeah, and assumes that he's lost. So.
Well, I mean, try not to be pessimist, but yeah, that cemented a loss for Owen there. Fercho's just really, really far ahead. But Fercho with a decent cycle there. That's unfortunate to see Owen lose the run.
Very unfortunate. Yeah, I know his pain. I have died to a bonk on Weston Boo before, especially on English. It is.
Yes, English is so hard.
Something we need to we need to say is that
we gotta patch that out.
we need to patch it out. But a big difference between the Japanese and English versions of this game is that in the Hidden Mansion
mode,
you take a lot more damage in English than you do in Japanese. So, partially version difference that gave Owen the trouble that ended up costing him the run in the race. Unfortunate.
FerCho having a little bit of trouble on Van Gorbu, but he's doing well. FerCho looking to be on 106 pace, it seems, around.
Somewhere around there, mid 106, 107.
Mid 106, which would be quite a respectable run for a race for someone who has a 105.27. That is a good goal to be. And there, Owen appears to be here on stream. We can't invite Owen into the call just yet. He seems to be eating some yogurt. And they're taking some nice gulps there. Alright.
Post-race yogurt.
I don't know what is more exciting, Owen's yogurt or FerCho going into King Boo. They are both just captivating me.
Now the real race begins. Will Owen finish their yogurt before FerCho finishes King Boo, or will FerCho win?
We do not know, and this is the excitement of the Luigi's Mansion Out of Bounds tourney. Anything can happen. Someone can start eating yogurt. Who knows? It is wild. FerCho says that the yogurt is gonna win over himself. Owen is attempting yogurt %. And now he leaves. So sad. Capt is rooting for yogurt % as well. FerCho is entering King Boo, and he looks like he can get a high 106 here with King Boo 2 cycle. So there's actually quite a few ways to attempt King Boo here. Speedrunning wise, really like to have nothing worse than a slow 3, but there's many different ways to go about it. There is the fast 3, slow 3. Obviously, you can go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cycle King Boo for all it matters, but speedrunning, we'd like to at least have at least a 3. So you could have slow 3, fast 3, 2 cycle, or 1 cycle. So we'll see what FerCho goes for here. The 1 cycle is a very, very, very advanced strat that only, like we mentioned earlier with Epiphany, I don't think there's only 3 runners that I could see attempting it. That being HD, Pablo, and
Mr. Joven.
Mr. Joven. So see what FerCho goes for, 2 cycle or 3 cycle, fast 3. We'll see here. It all depends on your first cycle.
It really does come down to your first cycle.
Yeah, that's what I always base it off of. So just do the best you can. We'll see how he does. FerCho looking good so far, though. Staying close. Got to start R pumping. And a 247.
247 is very good.
Cycle from this. Let's see if he attempts 2 cycle. The fast 3 cycle keeps King Boo above 200 HP, where the slow 3 keeps him below. Alright, let's see if the bomb blows up. And he still lands it. Oh man, I was nervous there. Owen's got the GameCube out now. But let's see, FerCho is going for the 2 cycle, and he can still make this work. Let's see it. Come on, FerCho. And
let's see it. He gets it. GG FerCho.
With a 106.46. Wow, what a run.
What a race.
I forgot to add his forfeit earlier. FerCho wins. What a race, guys. Wow. We even got a little bit of a yogurt % taste. What a race. Wow, 106.46 from FerCho. Absolutely fantastic. Flushes out the King Boo 2 cycle there.
Yeah, and that 2 cycle is quite tricky. It is a lot more tricky than you think, because even if King Boo leaves your stream for a split second, that could be enough to drop the 2 cycle.
And that's usually what does it for me too, so I was very happy to see him. FerCho, you should be getting an invite to join the call here, so check your Discord. Owen, I do not know if you will as well. I think so. But what a race, you guys. 106.46 from FerCho. Owen, unfortunately, forfeited after bonking on Weston Boo.
After an unfortunate death in the cold storage.
But, awesomely too, we got a yogurt % world record here, so that was wonderful. And it looks like we got FerCho here. FerCho, you hear us?
Joe J, man. How you doing?
What's going
Hello,
on, Fercho?
Fercho.
Oh, I'm still shaking. That was the first 2 cycle I ever did on stream, guys.
No way, really?
Oh wow!
That
Congratulations.
was awesome. Anything
Thank-
can happen in the LM tournament.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, guys. I was really nervous because I dropped the game for 3 months, and I think a high 106. It's a nice comeback, so hopefully I can keep on the grind.
Yeah, that's really good. Coming back and getting that. And Owen is joining us as well.
Looks like we've got Owen now.
Owen, GG's, man.
Yogurt percent record.
GG's both runners.
Yeah, what a great race, you guys. It was super entertaining. I had a great time watching.
Yeah.
There was a bit there at the beginning where you guys were so neck and neck, and I was excited to see what happened, and then Owen, you unfortunately forgot about Butler, and
Yes, I hate
hate
myself.
to see it. Yeah,
It's
it
alright.
sucks.
It happens. It is the nature of speedrunning.
Yeah.
Just happened to occur during this race, and what can you do?
Nothing.
Exactly. So you did the best what you could, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
Quite shocked by your decision to not to go into Western with 4 HP. Had you just
I was dead anyway, so I would have fucking lost anyway, so there's no point.
All right. So that was the logic there.
Yes,
Owen
I
is-
have horrible logic.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a tough decision to make right
Yeah.
in the moment, right? So I don't blame you for your choice, but you still got that Weston one cycle,
That
which
a
was pretty cash
way
money,
clutched
man.
out. Pretty
Yeah.
clutch. Both of you landed Bogmire one cycle, which was awesome. You guys both had really good runs technique wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I was a little pissed about it was the the parlor boo, because I thought I practiced all morning the tech skip, and it was just in the table, and it was like, oh come on, you're gonna do this to me.
Yeah.
Also, I want to talk about something that happened. It was really fun. The twins. All day long, the RNG was that if they weren't in the first 2 boxes, it was gonna be on the 4th one. So I was just like, hell yeah, it's gonna be yet again there, and it wasn't. So that's why I knocked on it before.
Yeah. No, it was a good read in that room. You played it off quite well. You guys both did a good job of improving off of a bad situation. If RNG didn't go your way or whatever, taking the situation and making the, talk about Owen missing Butler and doing laundry room before to help save a little time there.
Yeah, it was good. I think we made the best of it. I mean, I was trying to follow along the race, but I had to focus on the game. But it was really nice.
Yeah.
It was a good comeback for me. I feel good how I played it. It was a worthy opponent, this Owen. I feel we both gave a great race to all the others.
Yeah.
Yes, GG's all around, both of you. It was a very entertaining race.
Yeah. And another one.
Especially the end.
Yes. Yogurt percent, my friend.
Yogurt percent.
What a great.
Is there gonna
race.
be like is the whole stream gonna stay up?
Yes. It was.
Okay.
To my knowledge, at least, I know the first one was.
I believe so. I think they get uploaded
I believe they should be-
somewhere.
Yeah,
Pretty sure,
probably.
SpeedGaming does. So anything
but-
else that either runners want to add before we head off for the day?
I'm so bad at the game. I'm good at it.
GG's. Thank you very much for the race, Owen, and thank you, J-Man and Polar, for the commentating. I had a lot of fun listening to both of you guys, and I'll hope to catch your races in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll see you in the next round, Fercho, in round 2, winners bracket, which is exciting. Do you know who you're going up against?
I think I'm going against Pablo, so
Hey, that'll be a really fun race. Pablo is so much fun. Yes, you'll be. Fercho is facing Pablo in round 2.
That's one.
I think that I mean it's gonna be tough against Pablo, but I think that also lights a fire under me, so I can keep grinding. So I mean I'm not gonna get at his level in 2 weeks time, but probably to polish my game. I think as you told, you don't know what can happen here, so I'm gonna try to bring
Just have the fun with it. Yeah, do the best
have-
you can.
totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's think we
That's
should start wrapping up a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for
Make sure to
watching.
follow-
GG's.
Yeah, make sure to follow the runners. Their link should be in the chat.
I love that fucking priest, man.
So make sure to go follow them on Twitch. And yeah, thank you everyone for coming out today. I believe we
You're
can
welcome.
end this whenever. So
For those of you looking for more Luigi's Mansion content, we have another race tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. EST between Crazy 8 and Pounce the Tiger. So if you still are fixing for some Luigi's Mansion, there's some more races tomorrow for you.
yep, we have 2 races tomorrow, right?
We do.
Yeah, so this is going to be really exciting. And the tournament is just going to be getting more and more. So, tons of fun Luigi content coming up here on the Speed Gaming channel. Make sure to follow so that you can stick around for that.
Alright.
So with that, runners, anything else you guys want to say?
No, I'm
All right. Well,
Thank you very much, Jet, again, and have a good one, everyone.
yep.
yeah.
So
See
bye
ya.
from J-Man.
The Polar Like signing off.
Yep.
GG's everyone. I will see you when I see you.
Yep, GG. See you guys in the next race.
Bye.
See ya.